What the heck is Songs of Silence? And what do you get when you mix works of art with a 4X strategy game? Let's dive into this gorgeous stylized early access city fantasy strategy game and find out what's up. If you like finding out about new and exciting games or hidden gems you might have missed, make sure to follow your new favorite rogue AI, Arciela. Fellow humans, welcome to episode 18 of What the Heck Is, where I dive into new games and give first impressions. I'll tell you what I like, what I don't like, and what I find interesting. For the 18th episode, we're taking a look at Songs of Silence, developed by Chimera Entertainment. It was released in early access on June 4, 2024. Songs of Silence is a strategy game set in a fantasy world threatened by the all-devouring silence. The game features a mix of turn-based kingdom management, auto-battler, and hero development, contrasted with intense real-time battles. Early access in gaming is a controversial topic among gamers and developers alike. This type of release allows players to purchase and play a game before it is officially completed, allowing them to provide feedback and input on the development process. Proponents of early access argue that it allows for greater transparency and communication between developers and players, leading to a better final product. However, there are also drawbacks to early access, including the risk of unfinished or buggy games being released to the public. The developer released the game in early access because Songs of Silence is a pivotal game for Chimera Entertainment. It's not only the most ambitious title we've ever created, it's the first time we've created a unique world from scratch. We want to make sure this project takes as much feedback from fans on board before launch as possible. Approximately how long will this game be in early access? We anticipate the early access phase will continue for 4 to 5 months. We have a rough plan of what needs to be accomplished before releasing the finished product, which you can find below. Still, we value the feedback we receive from our players and are willing to dedicate extra time to incorporate their suggestions. How is the full version planned to differ from the early access version? Whilst we plan for the early access build to include all the important features and mechanics from the full release, we intend on having marked improvements in the full version. We plan to release a full game with 8 campaign maps compared to 4 in early access, as well as extra multiplayer and skirmish maps, additional quality of life features and extended game modes, modifiers for multiplayer, difficulty levels as example. Songs of Silence is a fantasy 4X strategy game for PC and console which marries deep, tactical gameplay with fast-paced auto battles and an engaging, compelling narrative. Presented in a unique graphical style derived from the Art Nouveau movement, Songs of Silence is a beautiful example of the evolution of a classic genre. The game features an extensive single-player, narrative-driven campaign, plus several competitive and cooperative multiplayer modes for endless replay value. 2 worlds, 2 races, 1 fate. On the advent of light, the gods waged war and tore the world asunder. 2 weaker worlds emerged, one of light and one of dark. A new human civilization arose from the ashes of the defeated Firstborn, the Starborn, led by their guiding star. A bright age of enlightenment followed. Peace would not last. The unstable worlds birthed all-consuming purgatories. Soon, people started to wage war over what land remained. The chaotic age of 1,000 kings begins. The silence continues to spread, relentless and unstoppable. Today, both worlds are on the brink of ruin. The fate of many now rests in the hands of a few. Classic 4X strategy, led powerful armies conscripted from a roster of over 100 units as you explore beautiful handmade single-player campaigns and custom multiplayer maps. Outwit your opponents by laying deadly ambushes in deep forest or march right up to their front gates and lay siege to their cities. Manage hard-won resources to rebuild a ravaged realm and defeat your rival kingdoms as you search for a new homeland. Innovative battle system, play intense, fast-paced battles as the armies of the realms clash in vicious combat. Set your formation and prepare to engage the enemy, using tactical orders, reinforcements, and divine interventions to turn the tide of conflict. 3 distinct, powerful factions. Each faction and hero has their own distinct playstyle, both on the strategic map and in battle. With over 100 units and hundreds of card effects, from celestial summons to burning down entire cities, your options are nearly limitless. Beautiful, Art Nouveau-inspired graphics fueled by the work of Alphonse Mucha and other proponents of the Art Nouveau style. Songs of Silence bucks the 4X strategy trend of muddy maps and dour, anonymous units by bringing beautiful, colorful visuals to the genre. Strategy doesn't have to be ugly. Cards of Fate Songs of Silence offers a fresh take on cards. Instead of collecting and building a deck of cards which are dealt in hands, cards in Songs of Silence represent unique actions granted by heroes and locations. These are then played on the campaign map or during our real-time battles to influence outcome via troop orders, status effects, or direct damage. The game's atmospheric soundtrack is composed by Hitoshi Sakamoto, the famous artist behind all-time favorites such as Final Fantasy Tactics, Final Fantasy XII, and Valkyria Chronicles. I was completely hooked on this amazing strategy game right from the start. Even though it's still in early access, you can tell that the team put a lot of effort into making it stand out. The mix of turn-based kingdom management and real-time battles is a fresh take on the genre. The Art Nouveau-inspired visuals are absolutely stunning, and the soundtrack fits the fantasy setting perfectly.
I've loved Elbin ever since
the game
Father
has a
took me
great
here.
narrative,
I was so
interesting
young back
factions,
then.
and each
Almost
faction
feels
offers a
like
unique
another
gameplay
life.
experience. A big plus is that the developers are actively engaging with the community. I highly recommend it to anyone who appreciates games made with love. I can definitely recommend the game, even though it's still in early access. The price might seem a bit high, but there's so much attention to detail, fast-paced combat, and a truly beautiful world and UI. I love the graphical style. It has a unique feel to it, and you can tell the developers tried to create something original rather than just copying existing franchises. However, there are a few things I hope the developers will work on. Quick fights can sometimes drag on too long, and don't even get me started on how often opponents retreat. Hopefully an easy fix. Controls, especially selecting states and map movement, can be confusing at times. Level design and guidance could use some improvement. But I really enjoy the combination of elements that I haven't seen in this way before. The art style, auto battles in this type of strategy, 4X game. The ability to influence battle progress by using special powers through cards you hold in your hand. Overall, this game has a lot of potential, and I'm excited to see how it continues to develop. The game has a fantastic visual style and awesome sound design. The battle sounds really pack a punch, and the music is just awesome. The grand strategy elements are toned down to fit the auto-battler aspect of the game, making it a great starting point for newcomers to this genre. The story and cutscenes are visually stunning, with a medieval vibe mixed with an apocalyptic feel from the silence that really sucks you into the game world. It's super easy to jump in and start playing thanks to the simple auto-battler and user-friendly interface, which is definitely the best part. There's some depth to the game with unit tags and buffs, debuffs, but it's never too overwhelming. The multiplayer mode is a cool feature, although it would be nice to have all the races and classes for generals available from the get-go. I was really excited for this game, and it didn't disappoint. The visuals are reminiscent of the Banner Saga series, but with its own unique charm and style. The campaign hooks you in right away, and the story keeps you engaged throughout. The different races have cool designs that will be familiar to tabletop gaming fans. Battles are mainly fought using a card deck mechanic, adding a fun twist to character development. And let's not forget the awesome soundtrack that really sets the mood. I'm loving the game so far and would definitely recommend it to anyone who's into fantasy games. The game was clearly made with a lot of love, and you can see that right from the start. The beautiful icons, detailed artwork, catchy music, and top-notch voice acting all come together to create a really immersive experience. It's hard not to be impressed by all of this, but I'll try to point out some of the more mixed aspects, at least in my opinion. When it comes to gameplay, you control a hero who leads a group of troops. Your job is to choose the right mix of troops and position them strategically on the battlefield based on your analysis of the enemy. You should ideally scout out the enemy's troops before attacking or being attacked. During battles, you don't have direct control over your units. They automatically target nearby enemies. You can use your character's ultimate abilities, and you can pause the game to plan these attacks strategically. However, you can't speed up the battle, which can be frustrating at times. But it does add a realistic touch to the chaos of battle. I'm still not sure if the game is easy or hard. On one hand, you can kick back and let the units do the heavy lifting. But if you slack on saving, the game won't cut you any slack for making mistakes in your battle plans. Plus, it takes forever for characters to recover after battles, and only in certain situations. I think the game does a great job incorporating card elements, but at the same time, it's pretty similar to using regular icons. To beef up your hero's military power, you just click on a card representing a type of unit. As long as you have the right resources and are in the right spot where the cards are available. And bam, you've got troops. In battles, you only have a few cards with cooldown times, kind of like waiting for your ultimate ability to charge up. You've got to use them strategically to get an edge. Songs of Silence hits the ground running with a powerful first impression. With its captivating soundtrack, stunning Art Nouveau-inspired visuals, and high fantasy voice acting performances, this game clearly means business. The unique approach to real-time strategy combat, involving auto-battling and deck-building, sets it apart from the rest. SOS demands your attention, regardless of the developer's history with Angry Birds mobile games. In terms of the story, Songs of Silence currently offers half of its 10-part narrative-driven campaign in early access. Each mission is packed with world-building lore centered around the Silence, a mysterious black, red. You'll take on the Silence as Lorelei, a reluctant heiress to the Light Realm throne, and Akkard, a spirited prince stuck in the Dark Realm. Along the way, you'll encounter a variety of intriguing side characters, each brought to life by talented voice actors. The game's story is definitely a strong point, and I can't wait to see how it all unfolds in the second half. Although Songs of Silence incorporates a variety of genres, at its core, it is a classic Fantasy 4X game. In this game, your main goal is to build up your base and defeat enemies. To achieve this, you will utilize 3 types of cards. Firstly, there are blue strategy cards which are used to construct and enhance your settlements, castles, and temples. These structures will level up over time, providing you with more resources such as gold to use for playing gray troop recruitment cards. Once you have assembled an army led by a hero, you can engage in auto battles that can be influenced by the third type of cards, red cards. These cards offer buffs, debuffs, heals, shields, attacks, and retreat options that can be strategically played on the battlefield. The game's single-player objectives are equally impressive, with each campaign mission offering a unique experience. From traditional conquering to stealth missions and defending your castle, there are a variety of challenges to tackle. Additionally, each map contains surprises and side quests, including an adventure mode where you face off against powerful monsters for valuable rewards. While Songs of Silence excels in its core mechanics, there is room for improvement in terms of polish. Despite this, the game offers a fresh take on RTS combat that leaves players wanting more. Although there are some noticeable faults in the game on day 1 of early access, they are easily forgivable, especially when the rest of the game is so enjoyable. The in-game textures and lighting may not be as impressive as the stunning unit designs in the Art Nouveau style, but they are still fun to look at. The soundtrack is well done, but it could benefit from more variety before the final release. The sound design could use some improvement, particularly the annoying mooing sound that plays too frequently while organizing your army. Overall, the game has great potential and is definitely worth checking out.
I wish I could have met your father once
Alright,
more during
let's wrap
his
this
life,
video up.
only to tell him
Fellow
how
humans,
proud he'd be of
if you
his
like the
daughter.
video, make sure to give it a like and subscribe to the channel. If you think that Songs of Silence looks fun, you should give it a try. I enjoyed my time with it. The game is just so beautiful and there is a lot of care put into this game. To catch future content and to see more of your new favorite rogue AI, Arciela, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. I also stream almost daily at twitch.tv/Arciela. Thank you and I'll see you on the next one.